Please subscribe to Face TV Africa and turn the notification on. Face TV Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, subscribe, hete.
Face TV was Swoby.
My people, it don't happen. It don't shele. As we used to talk Peter Obi don't talk something. We be say Tinubu don't reply am. He don't talk something for Tinubu this time around. And the issue on ground is that Tinubu has now replied Peter Obi. As a matter of fact, this is what we know as a libel to those people who really deal with law, in court of law. We say this is libel. But in politics, some people call it propaganda. And, you know, in the era of politics like this, many people, you know, they used to have this kind of misunderstanding whereby they raise and, you know, insult and some abusive word and some other things against each other. But now, before I fall into this matter, I want to talk to everybody generally. We people that we claim to be Nigerian, so or we people that we claim to be Yoruba nation, or we people that we claim to be Biafra, whichever way, we know all this issue is happening in Nigeria. So, but the issue I want to discuss about, because a lot of things is happening in Nigeria among the people from the southwest that we know as Yoruba agitators. We have some issues that is happening in you know, eastern part of Nigeria. So-called Biafra people, the way they are doing with their politicians, we saw them in some videos that they are attacking, you know, Labour Party secretariat and some other things happening there. Here we see some other, you know, young agitators, you know, when they went to Oni of Ife's palace and the reaction so far there. But you see, all this thing is happening in Nigeria. But Peter Obi matter and Tinubu, that is what I wanted to discuss about, and I want us to, you know, to have our comment about this issue. Truly, this is not a new thing in politics. When things like this is happening in politics, this is not the first time that you know, opposition party will, you know, try to insult you know, ruling party, or ruling party talking to opposition party, so to just have this kind of you know, attention from public based on their facts and their points. But before I proceed, I still remain my humble self. Okene ya Oluwa Seun Ayobami Adisa Olohun your simply you Washington, the one and only Papa Gbadun Kafata Jagulabikunrin àti Dibo Binija. When Peter Obi was talking, he said that Tinubu is not fit enough to rule this country based on his health. So I think it's not the first person that will say this. A lot of Nigerians have been saying this because of, you know, several things that has happened in Nigeria. Like let's take a look at it right from Musa Yaradua. So he was a sick person, and by that fashion, I think he died in office. And we have this kind of Baba Buhari at this present time, which usually, you know, travel abroad for his treatment and some other things like that. And I think the country, we are not really happy about that. But as a matter of fact, in the reply that Tinubu, you know, in his reply back to Obi, which is saying, he was saying that, okay, Obi, when you said I'm not fit based on health, are you a doctor? Are you my doctor? How could you say I am not, you know, fit enough to become the president or to rule this country? I've done a lot of things in Lagos. I've done a lot of things in so many other places. When I was a senator, when I was a governor, and presently I'm still doing things in my party and in Nigeria at large. That was a reply. He said a lot of things, you know, that we read on pages of papers and some other, platforms like that. I have my own personal view about this thing they are discussing and they are saying. But if I should say my own, and some people may say, okay, because at look of things, let's be realistic. We have to consider health mostly in whatever I wanted to do, because to be healthy is a privilege from God, and he really gives it to whoever he wishes. And mocking somebody about religion, or what I mean about his health and some other things, is another thing entirely. But in issue of politics, I wouldn't want to care about that, because it is all about, saying whatever you want people to hear from you, and a lot of things you think you can say, so that people will give you this sympathy and this kind of attention to gain more votes. I heard 2023 election issue between Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Peter Obi. If you take a look at this case, if we may say, truly, a lot of Nigeria are really complaining, fine. And I think Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu has really defended himself by saying, the work I am there to do, I'm going there to do, is not a bricklayer job, it's not a tax of, bricklayer, and it's not a issue of, mixing concrete and some other stuff. He said it is all about brain and the capacity, and he has assured Nigerians that he has the capacity to rule this country. He has all it takes to rule this country. I think all these issues have been said quite a long time ago, and I still wonder why Peter Obi bring up this issue this time around, as election is coming, nearer. I think it's at the corner. May God, save every one of us. Let our soul be, witness this kind of election and more of it on net. But what I wanted to say right now is that in Nigeria, this is what we do in order to, to suppress the power of our, opposition, or our opponents. And quite a long time, we have been seeing all over the platform, almost everywhere, so-called Peter Obi supporters. I think they are familiar with abusive word and a lot of attack, of which we can see that Bola Ahmed Tinubu on his own, I think he's just going on his own, on his course, on his consultation, doing what he thinks is necessary to do to achieve the victory come 2023. So it's only God knows the person who is going to be, emerge as president of this country, because everything belongs to God. And the issue that they are, raising within themselves now, I don't think it's necessary. I believe everybody should focus on how and way and manners they have to win election come 2023. But now that they are, raising voice all over to each other, I think all these things can result to a lot of commotion within the supporters and followers of each political party. Because I can't say, maybe I can't talk about Atiku Abubakar right now, because it's not really involved in this matter, but it's one of the presidential candidates for PDP. Now, what Peter Obi has said and the reply of Bola Ahmed Tinubu to Peter Obi, I see it as a reasonable answer, and in a manner that I see it. Bola Ahmed Tinubu said, Peter Obi saying all this, you are not in the best position to say this. This thing you are saying is actually, insult and some other abusive stuff or whatever. They call it libel. You can call it propaganda as well in politics. I don't know. As he said, this thing you are saying, I think it is better for you to focus on your ways than to be abusing Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the man said in his own reply. And when I take a look at this very point, I say, truly, if we wanted to prove to everybody, to Nigerians, that we have this wisdom and manner and some other good characters, I don't think we have to engage in, insulting each other because of politics and some other things. Because me, I am very sure that all politicians, all Nigerian politicians, they have their ways coming together to celebrate themselves wherever they wanted to do good things. It's only the masses will not present there. Because I've seen the, Muhammad Buhari, when he was, doing a wedding ceremony at that time. So to one of his, his children, or let me say, particularly it's like his son, then almost every politician in this Nigeria, they came together, they dined together, they ate together, they sat together. And when the differences, comes within them, you see them, abusing each other as if these people are not really a friend from time, or they are not really close to each other. But when, in fact, I laugh in most cases. But I've witnessed another one as well, like these people in Ogun State, Daniel and Amosu of those days, they are very, very brutal friends to each other. Those days when they were still in power, I don't know. But there was a particular day that Ebikola Amosu is having a wedding ceremony for his one of his daughter, or his son. The way and manner he ran and welcomed Benga Daniel to the table, I'm highly surprised that these people are, is this playing? As they used to say. Are you joking? Is it a joke? Is this a joke for real? Can this be? Because that is why I wanted to talk to we Nigerians, most especially we the youth. We have to be very, very conscious about these politicians these days, because the way and manner they attack each other, even one of us should put all this in mind and put it in our character to attack or to insult the supporters of any party, like our opponent party. Maybe like I am supporting Obi, and I should now be insulting those people that are following Atiku Abubakar, or I should now be abusing people that are supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think it's not okay. Yes, I have to say this because we are not one Nigerian for now. We don't know what can happen tomorrow, but we have to know all politicians belongs to each religion. So if you are a Christian as a politician, I don't think Bible have ever backed it up in any way that you should abuse whoever. And if you are a Muslim as well, I don't think it's in the Quran as well for you to abuse or to insult your opponent in way and manner. But in Nigeria, some people have said politics is a dirty game. I don't know how they prove it to be dirty. Maybe like issue like this may make it a dirty one the way it sounds, because I don't see any reason why we have to. We have been seeing a lot of political spaces in some other place, like in some other countries as well. I can't really say many of them, they do disagree, fine, but I don't think it's going to this kind of level of abusing each other, which I do not support. But let's take a look at this issue right now. I expected every one of them to come and tell us what they wanted to do for this Nigeria, although they have passed through the primaries from each parties. But now we are hoping that they should come out with something good rather than abusive word, raising an abusive word onto each other, which is not really good as for me, as far as I'm concerned, because all these things can lead to fights and some other things within their supporters, most especially with the young ones, because we follow our candidate with with kind of good mind, and we believe whatever has happened to them, because they look like our model in most cases, because we have our feelings for them. And by so doing, whoever says something against our candidate, like this football club used to do, it can lead to fight and some other things. And I will only advise this gentlemen not to engage in this kind of act, insulting each other, because it may influence the young ones to to start attacking themselves. And I think it is not proper. As I think, that is just my own contribution to this matter. If you have your own contribution as well, Yoruba used to say, "A máa ń pé gbọ́n ni, a kì í pé gọ̀." But I believe all these things is not needed, because the present situation of Nigeria right now, we need peace more than ever, and we don't expect somebody that really want to lead us to engage in this kind of thing that can cause crisis within the tribes. And that is my own suggestion on this issue. Well, I will just say this, and I will keep my mouth mute for now, because the way I've been looking at this thing, I think everybody has their way. Every followers, supporters, they are planning, and the parties itself, so they are planning in order to be the winner of coming election, and all these tragedies. So I don't want it to to be a kind of thing that will lead to shedding of blood. That is why I am saying this, and we have to take a look at all these things they are doing, that we have to maintain. We youth should just go out that day and then vote for the person we think we love. We shouldn't fight each other, because I believe strongly this Nigeria is going to be okay. It's going to be good for every one of us. Till another time we have the opportunity talking to you on this channel, I still remain myself, Oluwaseun Ayobami Okeneye. Stay blessed.
Please subscribe to Face TV Africa and turn the notification on. Face TV Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ subscribe hete.
Face TV was Swoby.